Brilliance Audio.
Keep Her Secret by Mark Edwards. Performed by Simon Maddox and Karen Cass. I can't see the others. I turned to follow Helena's gaze down the slope of the mountain, a jagged wall of rock blocking my view of the path. I listened, expecting to hear voices, but the wind was blowing in the wrong direction, carrying our fellow hikers' words down to where the Crosser River threaded through the valley. Earlier that day, our party had come over the river in a pair of jeeps, and our guide, Darga, had chuckled as he told us about a bus that had got stuck at this very point the previous year, its occupants forced to wade through the bitterly cold water with their rucksacks above their heads, while the hapless driver tried to get his vehicle moving again. There was no sign of Darga or the other hikers now. Helena and I were alone. "Do you want to wait?" I asked. "Go back?" Helena removed her beanie for a moment, as if exposing her head to the air would help her think. "No, let's keep going. They'll catch us up." We walked on. Helena pulled her hat back into place over her dark, shoulder-length hair and took her phone out of her jacket pocket. We were approaching the crest of the slope, looking for a spot from which to take the perfect photo that Helena had been seeking all week. Last night, in our hut further down the valley, I had flicked through the pictures we'd already taken on this trip, starting in Reykjavik 5 days ago before moving out into the wild countryside. Geysers and volcanic rock and wild ponies. There were hundreds of pictures, each one shining with this country's almost ludicrous beauty. The geothermal waters of the Blue Lagoon, where we'd taken a much-needed break from all the walking. The frigid, foaming surface of the Atlantic, where we'd seen humpback whales. Lava fields and black beaches. There were pictures of the group and plenty of selfies taken in front of beautiful backdrops. But mostly, there were lots and lots of photos of Helena and me together, grinning at the camera. Great pictures, but none of them quite the one, the perfect photograph Helena was searching for. A little further up the slope, she stopped walking and said, with a voice full of wonder, "Look at it, Matthew. Just look at it." We stood side by side, and for the 100th time since I'd come to Iceland, all I could do was marvel. This was Thorsmork, the Valley of Thor, formed by glaciers, one shimmering behind us, another dominating the view ahead. It was easy to see why this place had been named after a god. Easy, too, to imagine that god slamming down his hammer and causing the eruptions that had sent clouds of ash across Europe a decade ago. There was no sign of any such drama today. Behind the thick grey clouds that skimmed the glacier's shining peaks, the sky was a rich blue. It was peaceful, calm. Standing there, gawping at the beauty before me, I felt both thrillingly alive and utterly inconsequential, a speck on the surface of this ancient place. Something inside Helena's head made her laugh, the skin around her eyes crinkling, and not for the first time in the last few weeks I mentally slapped myself. She was gorgeous. She laughed easily. She was lovely. Why had I ever let her go?